Welcome back, guys, to Zedopolis, episode number 2, City Skylines After Dark. I know it's been a bit of a gap since the first episode. I had to do quite a bit of off-camera infrastructure development so that we could test out and start implementing the ideas behind the main section of the city over here. We've got our little starter area, which I'm eventually going to redesign most of. I think we're going to keep some of it. But we're going to redesign this later. This was just to get some unlocks and a basic amount of income. And I actually had to rework the interchange here because somebody pointed out on a live stream that I hadn't provided entrances and exits from every direction on the interstate. So it's a little bit more complicated now. But maybe that even improved the look of it. Anyway, we're going to be spending most of our time over here. We talked previously about this district idea, having them sort of more or less overlap, and then having a corridor through which we run all of our mass transit in this sort of leftover spaces in between. And you can see the 3 I've actually developed. There's quite a bit more detail to the outline. These are just rough ideas of where they might be, and it could totally change. But we're going to have individual districts, and each of them have their own access to the highway. So Office 1 here, which will get renamed at some point, it has one entrance from the highway from either direction, and then underground you can see the 2 exit off-ramps that both go out, and not only do they allow to get back onto the highway, they also provide another access back into the district, because in order to allow the traffic to flow a bit better, highway comes in here, and there's no traffic light because this is a 6-lane one-way to the right and a 6-lane one-way to the left. So all the traffic goes out to the left and right and doesn't hit an intersection or a traffic light until it gets to there. And we'll just see how that works. I think it's an interesting idea. I think I saw an animated GIF at some point that did this, and I wanted to try it. So I did it 3 times. I see something I like, and I do it a lot. So this district over here has got underground highway access, but it has the same idea. And this one has the same idea as well. It's just that the exit ramps are elevated instead of going underground to avoid these roads. We got 3 of these. I sort of went with a... instead of a more geometric, mathematical kind of idea like this, where the exit ramps and whatnot are parallel with each other, and then we have very precise curves where everything sort of lines up. And I'll show you another one like here. More mathematical kind of an intersection. I went with sort of like a tree root or a tree branches kind of organic feel, or maybe like if you envision vines growing on the wall, how they just sort of wrap around each other and will find any available space. That's the idea I went for. I do think it looks cool until I guess maybe you get too close. Like from here, it looks neat. And then once you start to get really close, it starts to look messy because you can't see the overall picture. Maybe I'm being too finicky. Maybe I shouldn't care about that. Maybe not everything can be awesome from every angle. Anyway, okay, so what I want to do today, I want to start hooking up, I think we're going to do Office 1 and Residential 3. We're going to start hooking them up, populating it, which will help increase our income, which will be good. We're actually about to hit this milestone in like 200 people, so that'll give us an extra amount of cash. Anyway, so I want to hook up mass transit. We're going to start with trains and subways. And trains first. So, train station here, 45,000. And I'm thinking this district will probably have 2 train stations. Maybe that's excessive, maybe not. And I think one of them is going to be right here. Yeah, something like this on the outside of the district. And then we're going to have a train station basically right here. And let's see, we'll do this like that. And let me just count the little dots, because I think the maximum size building you can get is 4x4. Although, I probably shouldn't bother counting the little zoning dots here, because we're going to be adding paths in anyway to allow people to get there and like go across the street and stuff, or above the street or under it, or something to that effect. So actually, maybe I should just line it up with the edge of that street. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so the parking lot sort of lines up there. So let me just, and we can move it around too. Let's not forget that. We can edit. We can change our mind. We can make new decisions. Can I put this... Okay, so that path does not really link up with this parking lot, although I guess it doesn't need to, because technically I think pedestrians will cross that right there. But anyway, we'll start with that. It took a divot out of the ground, but we may do something cool with the ground in between here. So all this stuff in between is going to, besides being like train tracks and underground subway stuff, there's also going to be footpaths and bus lanes. With the Traffic Plus Plus mod, we've got these bus only, and I think also like ambulances and police and stuff like that can go on these as well. We're going to have those going through here, and we're also going to have like park space and pedestrian path and stuff like that. Should be pretty cool to have this. Think of like Central Park in the middle of Manhattan, but in a more not quite so rectangular of a thing. Well, so yeah, train station 1. Okay, next train station. Next train station. Let's put it over here. So this is this little purple tree is because the train stations are expensive, I was just sort of marking out where I might want a train station with those purple trees. And we'll just put you there. We can actually move you. Is this relocation cost $9,000? Whoa. All right, that's fine. I don't need to move you. That's a lot of money just to move, I guess. Well, if you're going to up and move an entire train station, I guess maybe that's not so unreasonable. Now, I think this works the same as a metro, and it carries pedestrians. The ships will bring in tourists, but people don't use the ships as a ferry to get, for instance, from their house to work. If that's the most convenient path, they won't use ships for that. And I'm using not cargo stations, but train stations. It says it allows tourists to travel to and from the city. So maybe I should actually look this up to make sure I'm not misinterpreting what this does. Because if this does not convey tourists, or if it doesn't take people from their houses to their work, then this is a big mistake, having this here. Let me look that up. So after looking at the wiki, it seems like the trains operate like the metro, and they also operate like the ships. So if you hook them up to your rail system that leads in and out of the city, they will bring tourists in and out like the ships, but they can also take people to and from where they need to go, like the metro. So if you hook them up between residential and office, for instance, that should work. So let's go ahead and zone some of this little area, and we'll just zone stuff, and it'll be kind of like a work in progress. We're going to be doing a lot of editing. Still have to add a lot of basically everything. We need paths, we need parks, we need schools, we need police, fire, all that kind of stuff. Traffic, trash. We need to add everything. So we'll just see how this goes. Let's see, office blocks. Let's just do a few of these. And actually, I don't want, so like stuff like this. I only want big buildings here, so I'm actually going to dezone these guys, and then we'll put like trees or something in there, in this little leftover spot. Some kind of scenery type thing. Oopsie daisies. Alright, so we got stuff building already. And we have educated people over here who probably want to work over here. We should probably, let's see, has anyone moved into here yet? No, because we just don't have a need for that. And I don't want to put a lot of commercial in the residential area. I wanted to make this just residential. And this one, since it's bigger, will have some commercial in it. And I would like to try a commercial-only zone? Commercial-only zone, yeah, district. Maybe like here and also here. So this is going to be like the leisure stuff. Not sure how that's going to work. I've never separated stuff that completely before. We do have a bunch of offices coming in. Okay, let's see. How's our power doing? I got plenty of power because I added some incinerators to deal with the trash problem. Plenty of water. Garbage is doing fine. Health is doing fine for now. And I probably will need police stations and whatnot in here and fire. Do they need leisure in the office area? There's one type of area that doesn't need leisure. I think it's office. And if it's office, then that's the one I want to have its own zone all to itself. And maybe we will put commercial in there with the houses right there. I suppose we could have some, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. Let's just go ahead and zone some, because they really want some commercial stuff right now. So I'll just have that. Okay. And that should connect power-wise. Eventually we'll get rid of these power lines. They're just kind of stretching really awkwardly all the way across the map. Eventually we will add a power place that'll be off on its own, have its own highway access, all that kind of stuff. We'll also need trash stuff over here. It's going to need its own highway access. A lot of stuff to do. Those offices really popped in quick, didn't they? Okay, how are you? You are 2 out of 3 already, or almost. You are 1 out of 3, just having the train station there. Oh, by the way, to make the trains operate like a metro, you have to add a route just like you do in the metro. So let's do that. And for now, let's just make it do that, because we've only got those 2 stations. There. Okay, so now that should link those together. After we get... Let's see, do we have any actual cars coming in here yet? Probably not. We don't have too many people. Let's zone some more, just so we can get to work with this. Okay, and for this one, I think I want that. Maybe we'll do that much too. And we'll also do that. Okay. Sweet. Office is coming in. So let's go ahead and start laying down the metro while that is developing. For this big officey area, I think we're going to use this cool Synths Modern Subway Station. We're going to have... this radius, by the way, is very misleading. I think the actual area covers is much larger than that, but I think we're going to have 2 stops here, 2 stops there, and 2 stops here. So I'll just go ahead and put this stop maybe over here. And then we'll have this other one in this little area right here, all this curvy stuff where the zoning is just so sparse, I'm not even going to bother zoning that. That's a good spot to put subway stop. And we're not going to worry about this one yet. We're going to hook these 2 up, and just see how that works. Okay, I think we'll add one there. Looks pretty good. And I did want them to sort of all be along this edge so that we could just have one long line snaking through. I don't know if that's really practical. I want to put a train station there. Maybe we should look at where we want to put the train station before we put the... Let's see, that's a cargo, train station, train station. I've got several different train station models. And some of them are only for cargo. So I'm going to make sure we use the right one. Yeah, I want to have the train station in first before we add the metro, because the metro can go underground. It's a lot easier to route that. And I'm wondering, maybe like right here is good. It's sort of in the middle of all these roads. And we can do a little bit of underground track. Okay, our route is working. We've got a train going back and forth. Let's see, can we look on this? Maybe we look in this section. No, it's not there. Here? Okay, and then if we click on... Oh, that's the metro line. Train line. Stops 2, passengers 0 so far, because nobody living here, maybe. Oh, you know what? I wanted... this is actually the wrong... Shoot. This is the wrong station type. I wanted a different type for the residential one. So let's go ahead and replace it. I wanted to use... I like this one. I like that one. Yeah, I like the way that one looks. And I probably, in the fullness of time, I'll try to download some more different ones. So as our city gets gigantic, we'll have some different visual type things, different looks for each area. What was I doing? Train station. Train station. Okay, train station. I think maybe like right there. That gives us enough space to have it go underground in either direction. In fact, I might even... Let's do this. Get rid of this road, and I'm going to rework how this stuff works. I think I'm going to connect that road to that road. And then that gives us space to link up the train station in a better manner. How are we doing here? All these buildings popped up super fast. How's our traffic into here? Well, it's non-existent so far. And we still don't have any houses until we fulfill this need. So I guess maybe we'll just focus on the office stuff for a while. And now that we've got that in, we can probably put in our second metro station. Maybe we even want three. Maybe we even want three, because this is going to be very dense. If we have one there, maybe I want one there. Maybe this one should be moved over there, and we'll have this one be here. Am I out of money? Oh, wow. Oh, these ones are very expensive, aren't they? Yeah. Let's move this one here. Hey, we finally did it. Grand City. Reach a population of 12,000. We get solar power, which is not as good in After Dark because of the night. We also get our third loan. I don't think I'm going to be taking out any loans, though, because it just doesn't make sense in the long run. Not if you're already making money. Next one is at 19,000, which we're probably going to hit, I don't know, in between this episode and next episode. It won't take long. We'll get another area to unlock, and we will get ships. Cool. Okay, so I've been filling things out, and the industrial office demand is starting to slowly decline. Commercial demand is pretty high, so we might... I've been peppering in commercial here and there in this district, which I think is fine. And I've been setting up all the, like, the police and the fire and that kind of stuff, and just keeping an eye on this train. And when we first started it, I was watching it, and we had 0 passengers per week. Now we're up to 6 passengers per week, which is good, and this will get better because in order for people to work in the offices, they have to be educated. So you can see, like, this office building's certainable, efficient fuel. They need 0 uneducated workers, 3 educated, which is elementary school, 4 well-educated, which is high school, and 1 highly, which is university. So it'll take a while for these guys to get more educated, and I've been filling in the schools. The one thing I didn't have the money for, but now I do, is the clinics. We also need trash, all that kind of stuff. What am I looking for? Education, the book. Okay, yeah, you can see these like red marks are people that just moved in, and the schools are new, so they're just not educated yet. And we've got some dead people. I do have an incinerator right there, but a cemetery probably wouldn't go amiss. But what I really need is some kind of clinic or hospital. And just the size of this district. We don't need, I don't think, a giant one. Like if I put this there, look how far down the highway that stretches. That's for a pretty big district, so let's try to size it for what we're actually using. So this one doesn't cover the whole district. It's quite large, though. Let's see, what else could we use? Medical clinic. So that one definitely... Yeah, that one covers this area pretty nicely. So let's put that... maybe right there. Okay, smiley faces all around. And then cemetery. So the default cemetery is this one, which costs 8,000. And it has a capacity of 3,000. This one has a more than double. This is like... This is way too big for this area. Let's see, what about this one? Oh, that's a crematorium. That's a different one. We already have a crematorium. I just thought cemetery wouldn't be too terrible. Maybe I'll put one in here because this one's bigger. And hopefully that one crematorium can keep track of this area and maybe until it gets a little bit bigger. Cemetery usage is going up. 57%. I've only got the one. Where is it? Oh, this thing's empty. I can stop emptying that. Our incinerators over here are doing good work. I don't really check over here too much. It's kind of just runs itself. This is more than halfway full. Okay, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. every once in a while. Yeah, we see we've got some sick people here. Citizens are sick. Well, we just made this thing, so they should be able to get better now. And if I click on the heart, healthcare available is in the green. Average health is could be higher, but it'll go up over time since I just built that. And I don't think, yeah, we don't need healthcare in the offices. This is why I wanted to have the office in its own district. I don't think they need entertainment. They definitely don't need healthcare. They do need fire and police, so I've added that. Happiness. Is there one for leisure? That's population. Outside connections, transport. Oh, this one. Aha, okay, so the leisure sucks. We will work on that over time. I guess offices do need leisure, they just don't need healthcare. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's all going pretty good. This area has filled out pretty quickly. But as it levels up, the density will increase. Each building will be able to hold more employees. And so we'll be able to add that other residential area. Okay, let's go ahead and add that. Expand that one, and this one. And I've been adding these a little bit at a time as the demand goes up. And maybe that one. Okay, and then they want some more commercial. We're sort of out of space. This is meant to be mostly residential, so I think we're just going to let that go, which is not a huge deal. Up to $100,000. People are still sick. Why are you sick? There is a clinic right there you can go to. Maybe just because I just built it, it hasn't caught up with the average health. And we've got some noise complaints. Oh, citizens are sick. Citizens are sick. I'm just going to assume that's because I just built this and it hasn't caught up. It hasn't, it takes a while to treat people. Healthcare, 87 patients. It's not full of patients. It's got quite a bit of capacity left. But it's only got 8 ambulances. Yeah, okay, so this is probably a problem. 8 ambulances. They're all in use. And only so many people can take the ambulance to and fro. You can see them going right there. In fact, they're probably going to go right to one of these buildings. Let's follow. Mr. Ambulance. The Anchor Residence. It's probably this one. It's the only one that still has the face, although this one too. Could be either. Yeah, they're all heading here, so that should catch up over time. Yep. No. Okay, they're going somewhere else, whatever. And I did just get like a little crime, or maybe it was a noise indicator. But I think that's looking not too shabby. Good amount of progress. Also set up the metro. Did I show this? Maybe I didn't. We've got a metro line going through here. And it's also, once we've filled in this one, it's going to go like that. I think that makes sense. And then we'll have a little offshoot that goes off to this one. And I don't think I'm going to hook this one up until this system, this whole district, is filled out, so that it makes more sense to know where the line goes. We might do something like this, where it goes through here, straight through there. That actually makes sense. And then this one will dip down through there. Yeah, so we'll have like 2 lines that have a bit of overlap. And let's just take one more peek at our train. Still only 6 passengers, which is kind of bothersome. We will extend that train over time. Maybe it's because we've only got the 1 residential stop and the 1 office stop. Maybe once we've got a longer line with more stops. Because if you think about it, this train station services this little area. So we've got to have someone living here that has a job here. And it seems like in previous cities, the metro is the one that really... I mean, look at this. Yeah, that's doing way more work. Metro Line 1, 400 passengers. Kicking buttskis. Oh, that's actually... that's this one over here that we set up first. Yeah, okay, so this is the most established one. Anyway, that's a pretty good amount of progress. I've done a lot. There will probably be another live stream at some point between this and the next episode. So watch out on Twitter or follow me on Twitch. Links in the description for my Twitch and Twitter. Hope you guys enjoy it. Leave your comments below, feedback, thoughts, ideas. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.